David Meltzer. We're here at the SiriusXM studios at the Wynn in Las Vegas. Boys, do I have a treat for you. This guy is a global thought leader, but his attitude, perspective, and also his resilience has led him to the top unexpectedly to others, but not to himself. Let's welcome the incredible Dylan Smith.
Thank you, Uncle David.
You're welcome, brother.
I'm happy to be back round two.
I really enjoy your new book. The words are backwards, but you're not. And one of the things I find so interesting about dyslexia and those that have utilized it to be successful, it's kind of like people that are on the spectrum. Just because you have a weakness in one area, applying what your capabilities are doesn't mean you can't move that capability that seems to be a weakness and make it a strength. So, for example, people that have our body type, not really useful on a basketball court. Maybe one in trillion. I know one guy that's 5'2", and he plays for the Harlem Globetrotters. Shout out. But more importantly, I used to represent him. But on an airplane, like, who is going to have more strength on an airplane?
Me.
You compared to CJ, right?
Yes.
And so I want to understand from your book how you've been able to take a weakness and move it to a different place so it became a strength.
So how I made my weakness a strength is a great question. If you're 16, you're coming into school early to figure out what's going on in school, and then you're still failing those tests, and you're staying after, and you're going to a tutor, and something's not clicking, and then you finally figure out the result, and you learn that it's dyslexia, and you go to the tutor, and you use Orton Gillingham, and you catch up, and you barely graduate with I was 2 points away from not graduating high school. You graduate with 2 points, and you look back, and you go, thank God I got through that. What now? Right? Well, or you go, okay, thank God I got through that, but what if somebody's dealing with it at the same level that I was or worse? And I have that tutor, I have that program, I have that person who evaluated me. I have the journey that I can now share, which is the power of a mentor, to accelerate that for somebody else where maybe they're in third grade. I was 16. And maybe they're struggling with elementary school, but now middle and high and the rest of their life is going to be soaring. And to understand that when I was looking, I love the book, because when I was reading, what was a big problem was I thought I was backwards. That was my problem. That was a keynote I gave at my home high school. I get emotional thinking about it because I thought I was backwards. And then when I realized it was just the words, I felt so empowered when I graduated that I never want a kid to feel like they're the reason, or they're backwards, or they're wrong, or they're defective. Because they're not. Because you can't do one thing doesn't mean you can't do the other. Like CJ could beat me in basketball, but I'm sure I'm a better speaker than he is. Mm-hmm. Right? But we can both impact lives in different ways. CJ inspires people, I inspire people. You inspire many people. You've inspired my whole career. You've supported me behind the scenes, and we've had beautiful moments, and I can truly say I wouldn't be here or where I am without you. And I do. I love you, Uncle Dave. But it's like the skill set, I wanted to say the value. A lot of young gentlemen, as we all know as gentlemen, when you're young and you graduate high school, it's like, I've got to be that millionaire to compete with everybody else. And they think that the suit they wear, the watch they have, the money they have, the title at work that they carry has the value of who they are as a being, which is not even remotely have any correlation at all. And when I learned that I was enough and that the words were backwards and I wasn't, who the hell would I be to not help, not pour in, not speak up, not write a book, and not go back to those schools and tell those kids where they are right, and that they're not backwards. It is the words.
I will tell you that most people don't. Most people don't go back like you did, CJ, to your community and give back. And so it's so interesting and inspiring for me to see the success that you're having as well. So congratulations. CJ, what comes to mind?
You're just very inspirational, very motivational. But I want to ask you, I work with youth also. So I wanted to ask you, why is it very important for you to talk about dyslexia, but also, write the book and then also give confidence to maybe those out there who have the same issue?
Why it's so important on dyslexia is because what I thought was my defect ended up changing my life and giving me purpose. So that's the base of I wouldn't be who I am without it. I'd probably be very miserable. My passion on going back to the youth is because when I go into a school, all I think about is talking to a younger version of me. What would I do if I had a Dylan Smith or David Meltzer or CJ come to my school? I would be in a completely different spot. If somebody listened, if my teachers listened. So it's you could post a video talking about something and I could see the clip and that could have changed my life. What if I go into schools now? What if I speak to you directly and I've inspired you like I've inspired everybody here? We're going to also inspire people when this comes out. So if I can inspire the next person to become the next Dylan or the next CJ or the next David, that's all I want. And I always tell everybody that I mentor or I help, the only thing that I want from you is you to allow me to witness your journey. That's it.
Bart, one of the issues in that is that, you know, regardless of the help that we can give, the inspiration, the intuition, the intelligence that we can share, getting from A to B, and I find this challenging with kids, is still a private lesson. They still need to get from A to B. We can make it easier, we can make it faster, but something has to happen that they want to get from A to B, and that makes it all worth it when they do.
Yeah, in the drive, Dylan, I asked you out in the hallway, we're talking a little bit, and you said, I don't want anyone to have the horrible life that I've had up until this point. And I said, well, what does that mean? How many different families, adoptions, different countries, different foster families? And then finally, when we talk about the input and the influence that you can have, that everyone at this table can have, your father and your mother saw something in you. Can you share a little bit about that story?
Yeah.
Because what you shared out in the hallway, that appeared to be the changing point to your life. Those were two people.
Yeah.
Your mom and your dad.
Yes. So I was adopted twice, lived in an orphanage, lived in a foster home. My final parents that I have now, they adopted me in 2014. My father was standing in the garage. He said something is wrong, and he was willing to go to war with the education system to tell them this is not ADHD, it's dyslexia. And when he did do that, we had a turning point, me and him personally. We were in the garage, and he realized that the tutor was going to be $10,000 for me to and that's not even a promised outcome. Like $10,000, and we might be right where we are now. And I would lose my summer. And it was like, are you willing to do this? I'm willing to put up some money to help you with this. Are you willing to go? And I remember looking at him, and I'll never forget it, looking him in his eyes and being like, they're willing to do whatever it takes to no longer be the stupid kid. And him and my mom were like, okay. And from then on, my dad showed up to tutoring sometimes. My grandfather came to tutoring. My mom would come to tutoring, and I literally had to learn my ABCs all over again. I had to decode and recode my entire brain. And when I learned A, and I was an expert on the letter A, we moved to B. We moved from B, we went to C. So I learned everything all over again at 16.
Yeah. To no longer be the stupid kid. Heartbreaking.
Yes.
And then I asked you also, and I think your answer was so powerful, would you mind sharing the book, your message, your keynote presentations? What do you want the parents to learn from you?
I want the parents to learn that they've got to be the biggest cheerleader in their kid's life personally with the kid. Because if my parents were not cheerleaders and every day we're like, it's hard to go in and you don't know what's going on. If my mom and dad aren't behind me going, you've got this.
Children, what do you want the children to learn?
I want them to know that they are enough.
What do you want the teachers to hear?
I want them to listen.
Brilliant.
I tell my kids every day, more than just to do their best, learn lessons, have fun, that I'm proud of them, I love them, and I always have their back. And that last one, man, it still hits me because I didn't have a dad that had my back. Yeah. And I try to be that dad or that uncle, you know, to other people as well, because I know how much it means, because it's hard, like, you know.
Yeah.
I see so many young men like you just empowering so many other young people because at least they know somebody has their back.
I wanted to give you your flowers. I'm able to do what I'm doing on the level that I'm doing it because you believed in me.
I just got your back, man. That's beautiful.
And we got your back,
yeah,
brother, David.
That's why Uncle Dave is here. Speaking of got your back, I got your back,
Let
Nick.
me tell you.
Garkar.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna give flowers to Dave. I mean, honestly, you've helped me so much, and
Yeah.
we've only been working together less than a year, right? And it comes down to, are you willing to put in the effort, right? Are
Yeah.
you willing to put in the work? I talk to so many people that are extremely educated, and they get to these big corporate jobs, and they say, "Oh, I don't belong here. Maybe I don't know." I look at you. How do you get over that? What do you tell people about that imposter syndrome that? Honestly, anything is possible, and your background is irrelevant. What is past is prologue, and I'm here now. How do you get over that? And what's your advice to young people who think, I don't belong in this seat?
My advice to somebody who can't get over the I don't belong here imposter syndrome is God doesn't put you in positions on mistake or on accident. I think everything is in God's timing. I think everything is I learned that when you take action, the universe watches and reacts to the actions you've made personally, right? He'll open a door when you take a risk. He'll give you a mentor when you are ready. Like they say, the teacher will show itself when the student is ready. So when you learn, okay, I got through the orphanage, I can do this. I can do this foster home thing. It's kind of light. We did the orphanage. Okay, I can do the second family thing. We did the foster home thing. This is even lighter. Okay, well, if I dealt with that, then I can definitely deal with, a tutor on the weekends. Okay, well, if I dealt with that, then maybe if I can graduate, I can work for free for a year. We can do that. Money comes and goes. I'm only 12. And then it's like, if I can do, it's like, I think a lot of people get stuck on chasing the mountaintop instead of going, what if I move the pebble at the bottom of the mountain first? Move the pebble. Build your confidence. Move the pebble. Build your confidence. Get a scrape. Let it heal. Look at the scar. Keep moving forward.
One of my favorite Tim Story lessons as a mentor of mine was God's not going to give you the invitation without already knowing your limitations. Yeah. And God always knew your limitations as they do ours. And yet somehow we're still providing a pursuit of our own potential. God bless you, Dylan Smith. I'm proud of you. I love you.
Thank
and
you.
I always have your back.
Love you, too.
This is Most People Don't episode of Office Hours.